Nice. All right, guys. Listen, next one up, man. Black Flag. Let me see. Black Flag resynced. Let's see what I didn't have it up. Okay, so guys, we got to check it out. We got to check it out, ladies and gentlemen. Ubisoft, people are saying Ubisoft cooked with this. People are saying that Ubisoft cooked with this. I know this is not something that we normally hear. Ubisoft cooking? What kind of world are we in right now? That's not possible. But apparently it is. Apparently it is, ladies and gentlemen. So, in case you guys are unaware, and keep in mind, I mean, we've known this for a long time, right? The Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake has been something that's been rumored for years, for a long time, which is why they advertise it as the worst kept secret in gaming, which is true. It's the worst kept secret in gaming. So now the official trailer has dropped. Okay? The official trailer has dropped, and people, for the most part, are liking what they see. So we're going to see what's going on with this and see if they actually cooked with this. You guys know I'll be very honest with you. Considering I roasted the shit out of them with Assassin's Creed Shadows, this is going to be a return to form with Ubisoft. Did they get felted so hard between... And keep in mind, guys, can I just be real with you? Keep in mind, Assassin's Creed, okay, even though it's a remake, Assassin's Creed is now owned pretty much 25% partially by someone else, okay, by Tencent. So their influence is going to be felt, I'm sure. And they're not going to, they really can't fuck this up again. They can't fuck this up again. I know they want people to believe that Assassin's Creed Shadows was the best-selling game in the universe, that even aliens played it, right? I know they want people to believe that, but all the video games that we have heard has been #1 bestsellers ever because Circana said so. Every single one of those video games have been exposed to be failures for the most part. Almost every single one. Unless they're keeping the numbers super tight to the chest like Sony, right? For the most part. So, I don't want to hear that shit. At the end of the day, man, Ubisoft cannot afford to fuck this up again. They can't afford it. Especially with one of their most famous Assassin's Creeds. I love Black Flag. I would love to see a true, real good remake. But unfortunately, we do live in a day and age of Ubisoft fucking everything up. So let's check it out. Let's see what we got going on. It's an 8-minute trailer, boys. We're in for the ride. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Hello, pirates. Matt Ryan here, the voice of Edward Kenway. And this is Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced.
I hate the name
13
Resynced.
years after the original, this remake brings the classic game back to life. Rebuilt from the ground up with the latest Anvil engine to deliver the...
Can we just say something really quick? Really quick? Can we just say how good the original holds up? I mean, look at the world overview. Look at the world overview. Like, guys, this game is not that old. When did this game come out? In like 2013 or something? I don't remember. This game is not that old, bro. Look how good the original game holds up. Like, why would you... I never understand why they're remaking this game in the first place. I feel like they're hoping to cash in, right? It's an easy cash grab. But the original game still holds up very well. So the need for a remake is not really there, but I'm still willing to hear them out. Let's see.
Back to life. Rebuilt from the ground up with the latest Anvil engine to deliver the most thrilling pirate adventure. All right. Let's set sail.
Dash my buttons. Your life seems a grand one, if I may say. So full of adventure.
You play as Captain Edward Kenway,
the ship
a rebellious scoundrel eager to make a name for himself in the pursuit of glory, freedom, and a search for a better life.
And just like I said, by the way, just like I said when it comes to Conan Exiles and the upgrade to Unreal Engine 5, I want to be very straight with you. Even though this game may look gorgeous, right? It's going to have aspects to it that look beautiful. It's Ubisoft. So for me, what I care about is how the game is going to run. Because if you remember, Ubisoft, they've put out some video games recently. I'm looking at you, Star Wars Outlaws. They ran like complete shit. And they were buggy as fuck. And not only that, you already know that the moment you boot up this game, after they say hello to you, they're going to be like, hey, by the way, you see this little icon that's really big at the top right of the screen? Yeah, that's our store. Yeah, like go there. Go into that store. You know what I'm saying? So there are some things that are going to be in here that are going to be very typical of Ubisoft games. I'll be very shocked if they don't like throw a store in there, you know? But anyway, we'll see. Let's figure it out.
Your face before. Yous mates with them pirates down in Nassau.
Shut your bloody gob or I'll fill it with shot, you hear me?
Edward, is it?
After crossing paths with the Assassins and Templars, Edward is drawn into their centuries-old conflict with secret locations and legendary treasures at stake. Along the way, he joins forces with infamous pirates such as Anne Bonny, Charles Vane, and Blackbeard. With them, he helps establish a short-lived, lawless republic following the pirate code.
Needs
and
more black
defying
pirates.
empires built on cruelty and greed. Together, in their search for freedom, power, and riches, they'll fight across a treacherous tropical paradise, from dangerous waters to dense jungles.
Fuck, man.
Untamed lands.
The sea looks like the sea. They nailed it, man. I'll tell you that they nailed it. Like the sea, they nailed it. And guys, keep in mind, the most hilarious thing about all this is that the same people who made this game are the same people who worked on Skull and Bones. It's the same studio. So that studio fucked up Skull and Bones only for them to have to go back to Assassin's Creed Black Flag. And they're like, hey, yeah, sorry, we messed up. Let's deliver you the pirate experience that you actually wanted. Here's Black Flag, but remade. Supposedly, that's from what I understand. We'll go over that in a second. I have the article pulled up. It's kind of funny.
From dangerous waters to dense jungles, untamed lands and bustling historical cities.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, saying to Jason. I didn't want to say it yet. I was gonna wait until I come up with the article. But I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna try to utilize the Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced hype, and they're gonna try to sell cosmetics from Skull and Bones to the people playing Black Flag. That's what I think is gonna happen, because there's gonna be infinitely more people playing Black Flag than Skull and Bones ever had. I want to be very clear. Like Black Flag, I think it's going to sell very well. If it delivers and sells the idea that it is a proper remake, whether it is or isn't, when people actually play the game is irrelevant. It's whether or not they could sell the idea. I think it's going to sell very well. And they're going to try to sell Skull and Bones microtransactions, in my opinion, to the Black Flag players.
From the grandeur of Havana, the thriving and wealthy jewel of the Caribbean ruled by Templars, to Kingston's bustling trade hub, and Nassau, the beating heart of the pirate republic. Each city offers a distinct atmosphere shaped by opportunities and conflicts. The Caribbean world reaches a new level of immersion and realism, powered by high-resolution textures, enhanced lighting, strikingly detailed environments, and a new dynamic weather system. Even underwater exploration is more expansive, more beautiful, and more perilous than ever before. With seamless access to cities and locations, the world feels truly alive.
Ship stopped!
Creating the perfect backdrop for a life on the edge, where freedom is earned and danger is never far away. Time to draw swords, lads.
All right, here we go.
The combat system has been entirely reworked into an action-oriented experience. While wielding dual swords, pistols, and hidden blades, every move now plays a specific role with faster, more fluid attacks and combos. Land a perfect parry to open up.
Guys, it looks like 10 FPS because StreamYard sucks. First off, it's not. It's fluid. It's not. Don't let the stream fool you. It's StreamYards. The combat, if you look at the if you look at the UI, this is Assassin's Creed Shadows UI. All of this, like, am I wrong? All of this is Assassin's Creed Shadows UI, and the combat is screaming Shadows to me. It may be like an evolution of the Black Flag combat, really, when you think about it. But realistically, it seems like they're going with the Shadows kind of gameplay. I don't know. It looks like it is. Anyway, let's keep going. This part might be a little laggy because StreamYard sucks. I apologize.
Your target for an instant kill. Then follow with up to 4 chained takedowns.
Oh yeah, I mean this is fucking white Yasuke. It literally it kind of looks like he's doing finishers and fighting like Yasuke, to be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised if he does the BLM kick soon. You know, you know what I'm saying? There are, like, I could see tidbits of Black Flag in there, but with like the chaining finishers and shit, like all of that is Yasuke.
Ledges and breakables to your advantage. Keep track of your opponents and use all your tools to level the playing field.
Get over here.
But fight recklessly, and you will be punished.
Bro, this is Shadows all day.
Whether you're on the hunt or on the run, mastering your environment is key. As you navigate through cities and jungles, you'll
I want to be very clear. I don't think the combat looks bad. I don't think the combat looks bad at all. I think that people that are looking for a more old school Assassin's Creed experience, they're just not going to get that here from the way that the combat looks. This is clearly the direction they want to go in now. They want to follow the Shadows combat and move that into, I'm assuming, all their future Assassin's Creeds. I wouldn't be surprised if anything that they're working on outside of this is going to be just like Shadows. Like, it's very clear that this is the gameplay they want to go with. So,
experience smooth and improved iconic parkour moves. From free jumps to back ejects and side ejects. These options offer a range of reactive movements, giving you tighter control, resulting in greater speed and deadlier assassinations. Being a pirate assassin often calls for a subtle approach.
Yeah, Saint Jason makes a really good point. He says, this is made for new fans who never played the old ones. I agree. I think what they're doing, and they said they were going to do this, by the way. They said they had plans to remake a lot of their older Assassin's Creed games. I wouldn't be surprised if this is true, taking the older IPs, especially the ones are the most popular, and bringing them in and trying to resell them to the modern audience. But in order to do that, you have to make it more actiony. You have to make it more ADHD because people just can't, fucking sit there and experience an actual game anymore. You got to make it a little bit more straightforward. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's true. I feel like you're right on that one.
Desynced and its enriched stealth system, you can now crouch freely as part of your toolkit to approach targets. Tailing and eavesdropping missions have also been revamped. In the original game, getting discovered meant instant desynchronization. Yes, this was a pretty big pain point, we remember. Now, the action continues. Your objectives remain, but your target will react, and you must adapt accordingly.
Wait a second. So they made the game easier or something? Is that what I'm understanding? They made the game easier, so now you won't get auto desynced. Now they'll just be like, oh, well, I guess we're gonna fight.
All these new interactions offer multiple ways to succeed and progress in your missions. Of course, this wouldn't be a real pirate adventure without a ship. Jackdaw.
Yeah, Ciro, like I don't, I'm not saying that there is anything wrong with that. It's fine. Like, if you're gonna, again, you want to remake a game for new audiences, it's fine. The thing is, it's when they take older IPs that people really love and they disrespect the shit out of them, is when people have a problem. If the game ends up being good and it's a good remake, then nobody cares. Right? We've seen that with some remakes before, but the problem is most remakes, especially the ones in the last few years, They don't get that treatment, unfortunately. They end up getting remade by people that don't understand why the original game was loved the way that it was in the first place. Now, when it comes to Assassin's Creed Black Flag, the game is not that old, right? So chances are, the people who worked on it, or at least have an understanding of it, are still pretty much there at the company, or, maybe some of them anyway. It's not like it's fucking 30 years old or anything like that, But we'll see.
You named your brig after a poxy bird.
The Jackdaw. What a beauty.
This is the part I want to see.
Set sail and freely roam the Caribbean. Now equipped with even more firepower, the Jackdaw can conquer the...
I guarantee you that what sped up the development of this game was the fact that they had all the development in Skull and Bones with all the naval combat and stuff like that. They're probably going to transfer a lot of that to Black Flag and then expand upon it in any way that they possibly can. They're going to be like, hey, this is the definitive pirate experience,
High seas like never before. With new alternate fire upgrades for every weapon,
That's cool.
you now have more power and flexibility
It was so good.
to overcome opponents' ships in any situation.
I know StreamYards is not selling this right now, but I'll tell you, the gameplay is so smooth in the trailer. It's so smooth. Like it looks really good. The naval combat looks really good.
You will engage in epic battles, boarding parties, and fort raids. All of these are back and as challenging, dangerous, and exciting as ever.
I also want to reiterate, that you see how he's boarding the ship. It's just so funny. You see how he's boarding the ship, right? And fighting on the enemy ship. I want you guys to understand that they initially had planned to put ship combat, right? Like jumping on ships and stuff. They planned to add it to Skull and Bones, and from what I understand, they canceled it. They canceled adding it to Skull and Bones, and I have to wonder if they decided to cancel adding it to Skull and Bones so that they could sell it again in Resynced for Black Flag after the fact. So I kind of feel like this game made them abandon a lot of the stuff they had planned with Skull and Bones, and they're just like milking that game or just letting it rot while they were working on this game to build this game. But like I said, we'll go into that in a second.
To reinforce your crew, 3 brand new officers make their entrance. Lucy Baldwin, the Padre, and Deadman Smith. Each officer has a unique narrative quest line that reveals their backstory. Gain their trust to recruit them to your crew and benefit from their special gameplay abilities. Deadman Smith, for example, unlocks a double shot from broadside weapons. Explore the Caribbean alongside your crewmates and trusty pet. That's right, you can now find a cat or monkey for the Jackdaw.
Oh shit.
Engage and plunder other vessels. Steer through violent storms, rogue waves. Or just soak up the sun, regaled by shanties new and old.
For the voyage is long and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her.
Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced offers a deeper, more immersive adventure that remains faithful to what players love, while enriching the experience with enhanced gameplay features and fresh quests and storylines, including ones for the officers you met earlier and, just between you and me, new narrative arcs involving our old friends, Blackbeard and Steed. Defy empires and relive the era's explosive events.
Well, I guess they're adding content to the game. Are they're adding new quests and stuff like that? Well, like 2 per pirate or something?
Amidst the ancient war between assassins and Templars, in the ultimate pirate fantasy, gold, infamy, and adventure await. It's time to raise the black flag. Again.
That was so gay. They did the thing. They did the thing. It's like let's say the name. Let's say the name of the title. It's time to raise the black flag again. Listen, man, I think it looks pretty good overall. I'm concerned about changes, obviously, because it's a remake, right? So a remake is almost always going to come with changes that original fans are not going to like. Whether that's a lot of changes or a little bit of changes, who really knows? I don't know, but I think the gameplay looks pretty okay. I don't know how it's going to sit with some of the older Assassin's Creed fans, especially those that didn't necessarily support Assassin's Creed Shadows. Maybe they didn't like the way the combat was, whatever. But I'll say this, man. No matter how good it looks, I would still keep it. I would keep that shit. Like, if you got 100-foot pole around you, I would keep this game 100 feet away from you and approach cautiously. Because at the end of the day, it's Ubisoft. This is a company that is known for extremely lazy cash grab work. And I have to imagine that once you boot this game up, like I said, you're going to get greeted with the title menu, and then you're going to get greeted with the store. The store is going to be like, hey, we're here, and we have your favorite microtransactions from a game that you never played. I understand you didn't buy it in that game, but since you bought this game, maybe you can buy it in this game. You know, I feel like that's what's going to happen. I also love the fact that they said Ultimate Pirate Adventure. Considering Windrose is out right now doing crazy fucking numbers. So, I don't know. I'll be really curious. I would be really, really curious to see how this is going to go. Whether people return to the Assassin's Creed franchise in big numbers, right? I will say this. If this game does way bigger numbers than Shadows does, especially at launch, I will laugh my ass off. I really would. I would laugh my ass off because people really tried to gaslight you for fucking months, bro. On Assassin's Creed Shadows, they tried to gaslight you and tell you the game was #1 game in the fucking galaxy, right? All the players engaged. What was it? 1 million players engaged, 2 million players engaged, 3 million players, and then they stopped. And then like 6 months later, they're like 5 million players engaged. Stop. Never explaining to you what that means, how they get to that number. It's a fucking joke. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But what I will say is, hold on, let me bring up the article. I think I have it over here. Hold on. Where is it at? So I want to talk about here we go. So from PC Gamer, it says this is actually hilarious. Just check this out for a second. So the Ubisoft studio that spent 10 years making Black Flag spin-off Skull and Bones comes full circle by remaking Black Flag. So a lot of people don't realize, but the studio that was in development hell making Skull and Bones is actually the same studio. Ubisoft Singapore is leading the development of Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. And this is why I truly believe that they cut out the content that they had planned for Skull and Bones, right? And then decided to say, you know what, let's just put it in Black Flag. Because that way we could get a second chance at trying to actually sell something. This is what I find to be absolutely hilarious. And I don't think many people realize that it's the same team. It's the same exact development studio that was behind Skull and Bones. So anyway, very interesting. We will see what comes from this. I don't think the game looks bad from the trailer, but I am just concerned that there's going to be a lot of fucking nonsense in the game. I'm concerned that, because keep in mind, like everything, you got to make money somewhere, right? So if you lost all this money on Skull and Bones, I guarantee you Ubisoft is salivating at the idea of Black Flag doing well. I think they're salivating at the idea of Black Flag trying to make up what Skull and Bones lost. But first off, that's impossible because it cost well over $400 million for Skull and Bones over 10 years. I think the number's even higher than that from what I've read. But let's just say $400 million. Over $400 million for that game. They lost a metric fuck ton of money on that game. They lose money on that game every day. That shit's still, in live service. So you got to make up the money for that game. And then you also got to make up the money of development for this game, which I'm sure it cost over $200 probably million, $150 some odd million, give or take. I'm sure it's unbelievably high. So we got a lot of money this game has to make up. That's a lot of pressure to put on Black Flag. But regardless, we'll see. When does this drop? So apparently it drops this summer. And of course, PC Gamer uses... Oh man, they can't help themselves. I believe it drops July or June. I'm not exactly too sure, but it's dropping. It's dropping this summer, July. I believe it's July. So we shall see how it goes. I think somebody asked if I'm going to play the game on stream. I mean, yeah, if it gets gifted to me, I absolutely will. But I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not running out here to go buy a Ubisoft game day one. Personally, I'm just not. Unless people really start asking me to review the game, and at that point, then I'll add it to the schedule. But I'm sure there's going to be other games to review at that time that I'm going to have to do. So